everybody. Sorry I'm slightly late, but hey, you have those days that sometimes you run late. Hold on a second, let me pull out my microphone so you can hear me better. I hope I changed that or not. Hold on a second. Let me check something. Okay. I can't change that while I'm live, so I hope you can hear me okay. Um, anyway, um, you know how the weather is, it changes often, especially up here. Um, anyway, you probably heard already this morning, that, well, first things first before I go into that. I watched President Carter's funeral yesterday, went on most of the day, practically went on all day. I feel sorry for the Carter family because they're having to endure a very long week, and I'm sure today that they're relaxing, sleeping in, whatever, just taking time off and trying to settle things down. The funeral was well planned out, well done, and I thought that it was very, very appropriate. I keep hearing knocking going on, so I think apartment next door is being worked on. So anyway, rest in peace, Mr. President Carter, and have a good journey. You'll be missed. Now, on to he who shall not be named, Trump. Judge Marchand has sentenced him this morning and did unconditional sentencing, which I think is wrong. It should be conditional. Trump should be wearing a tracking bracelet on him. He should be in jail for 10 days. And frankly, I think he should be disqualified from being sworn in, from being president and being sworn in. I can't understand why they have the kid gloves and what they're afraid of. The guy's Trump is a bully. That's all he is. And when you confront a bully, they will back down real fast. Okay? All they are is hot air and bluster. And I think Judge Marchand is wrong on the unconditional sentencing. Trump should pay the fine, a huge fine, and pay the victim, and then he should be have jail time. I mean, they said, well, we're treating him like everybody else. No, you're not. If you want to treat him like everybody else, treat him like a convicted felon that he is. Okay? Because now, since, quote unquote, he's going to be sworn in, Trump's going to have trouble getting into the country. They say, well, diplomatic immunity will let him into the country. I don't think so. I don't think any country would let him in. Like the UK, Canada, some of the other G7 and NATO countries. I don't think they're going to let him in. So if they do, or if they do want some U.S. representation, I would suspect that Trump may send Vance to many of those meetings. Okay? Since they won't let Trump himself in. Okay? Because Trump is a convicted felon now. And first time in U.S. history that this has happened. And it says on the 14th Amendment, why wasn't that imposed? Okay, that's a part I don't get. Why was that not imposed? Um, so, you don't treat a bully that way. You treat him tough. Eventually, bullies will get a karma. Happens to them all the time. All kinds of bullies. Okay, we've seen it around the world. Okay, we've seen what happened to dictators when they push people too far. Guess what? Karma comes to their doorstep. Now, I was watching a little bit of Trump yesterday during President Carter's funeral. At least he behaved himself. But all the other former presidents that were there, they basically ignored him. They would not interact with him. Obama was polite and professional, but he just pretty much ignored him. Okay. Sorry, I'm fighting a nosebleed. But again, in my opinion, he should have jail time. Trump should. Now, as for the devastating LA fires, I'm relieved now Midas touched both Brett and Ben are okay. They evacuated, and Ben doesn't know whether his home is still standing or not. Okay, he's keeping his fingers crossed. He has his dogs with him, his clothes with him, his equipment with him. Apparently he went to his downtown office somewhere. So anyway, they're still keeping the Midas Touch thing going. They really are. And also helping out as much as they can. The misinformation that keeps coming out from MAGA or whoever they're called, keeps coming out and causing a lot of confusion, a lot of issues. That has to stop. MAGA, knock it off. How would you like that to be done to you during a disaster? Okay? This is a very major disaster, natural disaster. Homes are being lost, schools are being lost, churches are being lost, some government buildings are being lost. This is in Inglewood, Pacific Palisades. They need to fix this. They need to hopefully get all the fires out. And they said now, so far, there have been 10 people dead. Which is really a shame. They probably didn't have a chance to get out. Or they didn't know about the evacuation order. Because some don't always have, cell phone communication or anything. A lot of them probably couldn't afford it. So, MAGA, stop the misinformation. It's wrong. And stop ridiculing. And stop bullying. And stop saying the Democrats caused this. No, the Democrats did not cause this. This is through nature. This is what's happened. Every year about this time, California experiences high winds, which is called the Santa Ana winds, that come west, and they go hit east, and they go through the mountains. Well, these winds can be very, very high. Okay. Well, like if a tree knocked down and knocks down a electrical line or whatever, it can cause fires. If there's dry, if they had a lot of rain and the ground is wet and the trees are soaked, then they wouldn't have not had this issue. But the trees were dry. It's been very dry for California in the last few months. And the end result, they're having the fires. Um, so, I don't know what my thing's not working very well. Hold on, let me check something. That's on. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I was checking a setting here. Um, so anyway, um, need to push back on the misinformation and give them the facts. If they don't like if the hardcore mangas don't like the facts, tough. And Trump, you need to stop doing that. Okay, knock it off. Since you're going to be quote unquote president, so-called president, you need to protect and defend the people in the United States. You need to help them through disasters. Okay? You need to provide leadership. If you don't, then you have no business being president. That's the way it is. Because when you're head of a company, you have to provide leadership. And since you didn't provide leadership, you broke a whole bunch of laws and you cheated and everything, I don't think you have no business, should have no business being a president of the United States. You really don't. Not the first time, and certainly not the second time. Okay? Truth and facts. Now, the other thing that needs to be done, and I've watched the briefing with President Biden with I forgot what her name was, but she was head of FEMA, and she's coordinating, and so is Vice President Harris regarding the California fires. They're now implementing, especially in California, including the California Attorney General, they're implementing strong rules against insurance companies refusing to pay policies. This is what I was hoping that they would do. They said refusing to pay a policy to a victim of a devastating fire, especially in this magnitude, is uncalled for. And they will pay it. If they don't, then they have no business of being in California, and then a new company should step in and help. Okay? Because what's the point of insurance companies being in business if they don't pay out their premiums and help their clients? Okay? They should pay it out. They say, oh, we'll bankrupt us. No, you're being greedy. You're being greedy. You need to stop. You need to pay the victims. Help them out. Make sure that you rebuild their homes. I'm sure the commercial insurance companies will be paying the premiums on the law schools, churches, everything. And it needs to be rebuilt. And also, I would suggest to California that they revamp their electrical infrastructure and put everything underground. Don't put power lines, electrical lines up above. Put it in ground. Like here, there's some areas that is not underground, but there's some areas that there are. Some neighborhoods that are underground, electrical is underground. And they're highly protected and everything, so you don't have electrical fires like this. Okay? Sure, a tree would knock out internet system and everything else, But you just have to maintain the roads, maintain the trees, cut everything back so you don't have to worry about things. Inspect the trees and make sure there's no uh, diseased trees that can cause them to fall over during a high wind situation. Um, so anyway, um, notice the insurance companies pay their premiums and stop worrying about the money. Let everything else take care of itself. You pay off the premiums, you're still going to get paid back in anyway. Okay? Help. Don't hinder. Help. Um, Now, the next month or so, I'm hoping and praying that Trump will listen to his advisors and start doing things properly. If he doesn't, he's going to get a backlash. And people need to stop being afraid of him and say, look, you work for us, not the other way around. And if Trump doesn't like it, tough. And he turns around and sues somebody every time they say something against him. Well, you're not being loyal to me. Well, you know what? Loyalty is a two-way street. If you want loyalty, Trump, you have to respect the people of the United States. If you don't respect us, guess what? We don't respect you. You as a person. Not the office, but you as a person. I respect the office of the president, but I do not respect the person who is in the office of the president. Okay, the only other presidents that I respect and have done an excellent job for us is President Obama, President Clinton, the late President Carter, even there's some things I don't agree with, and then President Bush. And, of course, now the outgoing president, President Biden. I respect. He's done a lot. He's working. He's working every day. He doesn't go off willy-nilly and golf all the time like he who shall not be named does. Okay. So, anyway. Alright, well, I see some of you didn't come on. So, feel free to watch this video. I hope to see you soon. And, I will post this video on my YouTube channel, Ginger's Chat Show there. And take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, please. Okay? Love you all. Bye-bye.